Who inspires you?
Man, on some real shit, it's like, man, it's crazy just how much inspiration is just you have access to. Because I could be like nobody and be right, or and be telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? I could say everything and be telling the truth. I think the trick is to whatever I'm feeling at the time, really tell the truth. So, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm just really inspired almost in a rough way with, you know, a literal emotion that's rushing through me. You know what I'm saying? Like one of my students' friends got killed on Monday. And so he came to school on Tuesday, a mess. And it was, you know, it had such a heart, it was heartbreaking, you know what I'm saying? And the look on his face was, man, it was intense, you know. And it had me thinking about, man, is that the look that I had? You know what I mean? And what struck me was his eyes, how his eyes just was like, so he's like, my man's gone, but his eyes is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just looking, eyes is like they're looking for some type of reason, some type of rationality, some type of sense for this shit to make, you know what I'm saying? But almost like they're racing, like they're just all over the place, you know what I'm saying? And they're red, and then they're not really looking up though. You know what I'm saying? They're not really looking at, you know, anything. They're looking for answers. They're reflecting the internal process of looking for answers in such a unrestrained way. That's what I really tripped on. I didn't know I had tripped on that shit till I wrote something later on that day. You know what I'm saying? And I really wrote that shit just on some secondhand trauma. You know what I mean? So for the day, that shit was just inspired by trauma, just inspired by one of my students going through it. You feel me? On another day, I might be fucking inspired by something that I studied in order to teach. You know what I'm saying? Like recently, was teaching about the Zapatistas in Mexico. You know, and how they get down. It gives you that feeling. It's just that feeling, right? I mean, really, inspiration is a feeling. You know what I'm saying? And where it comes from, is what you're open to, and also what you set yourself up to be. So, like, I have a internalized relationship with movement. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm born of it, into it, and that is nurtured and all the shit. You know what I'm saying? And it is almost it's a family member. You know what I'm saying? I look for it. When I see it, it is familiar to me. You know what I'm saying? We have the same features. Again, like that's one of my lives. You know what I'm saying? A life of kind of study of revolution. You feel me? Which brings me to a moment where I could truly appreciate this movement and some of the stuff they did, and it's fucking inspirational. Like you have access to all of it. You know what I'm saying? And none of it, and all and everything along the way can suit the situation. You know, shit, man, my poetry comes from straight disorder. You know what I'm saying? Straight, you know, fucking paranoia. You know what I'm saying? Fucking depression. You know what I'm saying? Fucking mania. You know what I'm saying? Like all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll all just be straight out of, you know, not I wouldn't say like imaginary, but out of a proportion that's created by unstable shit. You know what I'm saying? I am making it that real. Fuck it. It is that fucking real. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is that real. You feel me? But something healthy comes out of it. You know what I'm saying? Something beautiful comes out of it. Something universal comes out of it. So now it is that fucking real. Now it's even realer than we even thought in the first place. Or now what's really real about it is so much bigger than you know what I'm saying?
You envision.
Like Toni Morrison said, it's like one of the only posts that stuck with me. You know what I mean? She writes some ill shit. She gives like some ill speeches and all type of shit. And she said, you know, that's I think a pretty well-known quote, that the writer's job is to make the familiar mysterious and kind of make the mysterious familiar type of thing. You know what I'm saying? And one path through that is, you know, take some unstable roots. You feel me? Like, what the fuck is going on, you know? Like, you know, what is going on in this couch right now? You know what I'm saying? You can dive into a moment of this couch and find something many and give it a whole nother, you know. I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to take it all too far, but, you know, the whole hype about writing, what I love about writing is I could write I could take 1 second and turn it into an hour of description, of investigation, of conclusion. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever I want. If I don't get in the way of it, you know what I'm saying? I could take I could take my hand doing this, just this action right here, and just assign it all type of definition, all type of metaphor. I can describe this motion down to, I can describe what the skin is doing, I can describe how the bones is moving. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you what the fingernails look like. I can tell you about the dirt under the fingernails. I can tell you about the size of the hand. I can tell you about the sweat in the palms. I can tell you all type of shit. I can tell you about the scar on the back of the hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see, just in this right here just turned into, literally 1 second just turned into me woofing for 20, 30 seconds. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the beginning. You feel me? So it's just like it's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You can be anywhere